I'm your boy.
Happy?
Bitch! And I'm on the perk. For real, for real. Niggas gonna let me get back on drugs. Shot. Shout Chris, shout.
Growing up in the early 2000s, action cartoons were a dime a dozen. We also had stuff like anime and the likes of Dragon Ball Z and Naruto. But the one cartoon aside from Ben 10 that really made me hype to be a superhero fan outside of comics was Danny Phantom. Created by Butch Hartman, you know how the rap goes.
He's a phantom. Danny Phantom. Young Danny Phantom, he was just 14 when his parents built a very strange machine. It was designed to view a world unseen. When it didn't quite work, his folks, they just quit. Then Danny took a look inside of it. There was a great big flash, everything just changed. His molecules got all rearranged. When he first woke up, he realized he had snow white hair and glowing green eyes. He could walk through walls, disappear, and fly. He was much more unique than the other guys. It was then Danny knew what he had to do. He's gotta stop all the ghosts who were coming through. He's here to fight for me and you. Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom was a perfect mix of action and comedy, leaning very heavily on a Amityville horror retro futuristic aesthetic. But the one episode that stuck with me till this day was The Ultimate Enemy.
Not Danny!
I was, but I grew out of it.
He'll beat you.
A, the fenton portal, destroyed it. B, the only remaining port. C, you? No, it must be D. None of the above. Well, what do you know? The answer to the first question is D.
The basic premise goes as followed. Danny's struggling to figure out what he wants to do with his future, so he's forced to take the CATs. After running the fade in the Nasty Burger, Danny stumbles upon the answers to the test. Unbeknownst to Danny, however, the future lives of all of his loved ones are in the hands of that envelope. So he's stuck with a dilemma, to cheat or not to cheat. That is the question. Along the way, he's persuaded by multiple sides whether or not to do the right or wrong thing. And Danny goes with the easiest route taken. He cheats. And Mr. Lancer gets very suspicious, so he calls Maddie and Jack to meet up and talk about Danny's future. They meet up at the Nasty Burgers so Mr. Lancer can flex and prove his point that students who don't do good with their lives inevitably end up in dead-end jobs. Unbeknownst to them, however, there's an explosion and everyone in Danny's life dies. Well, that's how it goes in the original timeline. A time jump into the future of Amity Park, and for the most part everything looks pretty peaceful until he shows up. This 6-foot-tall Dracula Superman hybrid pops up and wreaks havoc on the town. We come to find out this ultimate enemy is actually Danny. Meanwhile, outside of this reality, the observers are pestering Clockwork to handle the situation, aka take out Danny, John Connor style. Clockwork laments that he has a plan in place to take care of Danny. Clockwork eventually sends Danny and his friends on a journey throughout the future to learn more about how he becomes the ultimate enemy. There's also this gnarly scene where most of his enemies from the past beat the crap out of him. In the original timeline, after everyone dies, Danny's legal guardian becomes Vlad, his rival and, I guess, arch nemesis? A distraught Danny begs Vlad to remove his ghost side. However, the experiment goes terribly wrong, and Dani's ghost side merges with Vlad's evil ghost side, becoming Dark Dani. It's implied that human Dani just gets killed by Dark Dani, which is super messed up. However, after rejecting this future, Dani gets into a brawl with his future self and eventually sucks him up in the phantom thermos. Clockwork gives Dani a second chance, and he comes clean to Mr. Lancer. Overall, besides Dani Phantom's badass voice in the future, portrayed by the legendary actor Eric Roberts, the scariest idea of this special is that fate can be dictated by others if we allow it. Do you allow others to tell you what you can or can't do, or where the future lies? Or do you have the power to change your fate like Dani did?
Didn't realize that the show